What's good, everyone? Yet again, we are on our screens. We want to do a short analysis on volatility 75 index. Just an update of where the market is coming from and what we are expecting in the long run and the short term. So right into it, as you know, on price action, the first main things that we do is understand price action. Okay, so we will do a top-down analysis. A top-down analysis is whereby we look at the market from the higher time frames, then to the lower time frames going downward. Okay, so on the daily time frame, we see a possible trend line, and we've had this trend line for the longest, I bet. Yeah, and it is a very valid trend line. This one very effective. So we've caught the sales from here and we made our exits around here. Okay, so we won't discuss that much. Then we also looking for, let me just zoom my charts a bit. Okay, so we also looking for we also see a possible trend line somewhere around here that will be more visible in the lower time frames. Okay. So under the daily time frame, I don't like having a lot of congestion, just to avoid or to keep a clean chart for that matter. Okay, so we will drop down to our 8-hour time frame. This is one of our favorite time frames, as you all know. So under this time frame, what happens with the top-down analysis, you start with a view like that of an eagle. I call it the eagle view. Like when you are at the top of things, you are able to see things clearly. Okay, so when we drop down to the H8, we see clearly of the zones that we have drawn. Yeah, we had a touch there, we had a touch here, we had a touch that broke and retested somewhere around here. If you can see clearly, let me just zoom it again. We had a retest somewhere here, which was also respected here. Right, so having said that, we see also that on the downwards we have this touch here, another touch here, and another touch here, and we are yet expecting another one, maybe to give us reversals for the buy. So I will undo the markings. Okay, so having that in mind, it is also important to note, although this is not as important as it's expected to be right now, so I will just highlight this one. There's this particular trend line here, so we will just keep it in mind. Right, so having drawn that, I love putting my zones using a zoned trend line, something like this. So we will undo this one. Yeah, because in as much as we are using a line, it is good to see your zones clearly. Okay, so we also have, just to cater for the main touches that are visible in the market. Okay, so we will also delete this one. So on the lower side, we can do the same thing. This is important because when you only have a single line, you might miss other zones because the line doesn't cater for to precision or to the precise touches that we are expecting. So we now have an eagle view of our outer structure, or the skeleton structure. Okay, so even if you use a line chart, you will be able to see things even more clearly. Back to the candles. So having this in mind, we may want now to start identifying the horizontal zones that may give us effect. Now, from the top-down analysis, 24 hours or the daily 8 hours, now we go to the 4 hours. Now at the 4 hours, this is where I love keeping things a little bit open for more understanding. Let me just put the charts to the center, so you can see how clean the charts look. You can be able to make an easy decision on the same. Right, so we are now expecting either the charts will hit this lower trend line to reverse back to the upwards, or break this trend line, retest, and we head to the lowest of the triangle. This is a triangle. If you can just do this, this is a triangle. You can just see how the triangle is. So this is a possible profit level when we break the trend line, but we have not done that yet. Okay, so we may want to identify the support or the horizontal areas that give effect on the H4 time frame. So without much drawings and what have you, I'll keep it as simple as I see it, or I have it on my. So we have this given horizontal support that became resistance, and so on and so forth. Resistance became support. So you can see it as this. Let me just highlight it. We had a support here. Yeah, when you go to the lower time frame, you'll find this is a head and shoulder. We will just do that. Okay, so the market above here, we buy, then we had a sell here, a rejection to the sells, then we broke out and retested for buys with this one, then we broke again, retested for buys. So currently, as you can see, let me undo all this. Remember, with VIX75, you need to cater for zones as much as possible, because some retests may never happen, or you may think they've not happened, but they actually happened. So that is what we have. So currently, the market might possibly come, touch this zone, and come and retest here. Okay, so that we may maybe reverse or break down and retest for sell continuations. So I wanted you to see now under the H4, this is where I leave things at, or my drawings at, but I go down to the lower time frames without altering anything on my H4. Okay, I go down to my 2-hour time frame just to get more of the glimpse of the details that the market is giving, because under the H2, unlike H1, there is little noise. Okay, so this is where the head and shoulder came in. Head, shoulder, head, then a failed shoulder, but we broke and retested. You can see now clearly what we are talking about. A failed sell here that broke out and gave us this particular buy to the upwards. Okay, so when I use my H2 just to make entries, or to see clearly on where I'm expecting to take entries, so here, somewhere around here, if the market comes back to this level before touching this low zone, this one here, before hitting here, these cells are still valid because it is an untested resistance. Okay, but if the market comes and touches here, then this cell becomes invalid, because these buys might come in with full force or break here, then retest, then for the upwards we go. Okay, so it's good that you have conditions, understand your market as well as you can, or as much as you can, to avoid getting trapped. Okay, so that is what we have on the VIX75. Draw and keep your charts as clean as possible. We caught these buys in our free channel. I'll just post the free channel, Telegram channel. We caught this buy. Yeah, we caught these buys. We also caught some buys from below here. We caught buys here, somewhere around here. Yeah, and these are the sales that we are awaiting on. If they happen, well and good. If they don't, we await for the next market structure to take entries. Yeah, so that is all for now on the volatility 75. Our charts are as clean as we may want them to. Yeah, and you can see that everything is in well anticipation. Having said that, next video we will look at volatility 25, because I only trade the two, volatility 25 and volatility 75. Yeah, so that is all for now. I also wanted, let me just give you a short trend line somewhere about here that influences, or that made an influence to this current sell. That is why when we take these cells, we'll have our stop loss just above here. It doesn't have a very good risk reward ratio, but all the same, it is almost a 1:2. Let's see. Yeah, we are risking 60 pips for 80, 1:1, almost 1.2, something of that sort. But we take them regardless. Okay, so that is all for now. Now kindly hit the like button, subscribe, and share the video. Thank you so much.